claims that in 1997, Diddy raped him. I know it.
The biggest secret in the entertainment industry that really wasn't a secret at all has finally been revealed to the world.
Girl, you won't believe what the FBI just uncovered in Sean Combs' cell. We're talking secret compartments, burner phones, and documents that'll leave you speechless. The streets are buzzing, and this is no ordinary celebrity lockup. We thought Diddy was just laying low behind bars, but it's starting to look like he might be orchestrating something major from the inside. The tea is scalding, and we're about to spill all the details. Are you ready for this?
Another developing story as Sean P. Diddy Combs, another lawsuit being filed against him. This coming after the federal indictment in the recent weeks as he faces a lawsuit of more than 100 people and allegations of sexual abuse and sexual assault. The Texas-based attorney Tony Buzbee making this announcement earlier on today.
Girl, let me spill the tea on this secret spot the FBI found in Sean Combs' cell. It's like something straight out of a spy movie. Picture this, Diddy sitting in his cell, looking all normal and unbothered, like nothing shady is going on. But guess what? Wrong. The FBI got a tip that something wasn't adding up in his cell. You know how it goes. Someone's always talking. So the agents start searching, tapping on walls, flipping mattresses, and basically playing grown-up hide-and-seek with badges. And then bam! They hit the jackpot. Right behind what looked like a regular old wall, they found a secret compartment. But we're not talking about some amateur hole in the wall. This was high-tech James Bond-level stuff. The kind of setup you'd expect in a billionaire's mansion, not a jail cell. The agents were standing there scratching their heads like, how in the world did he pull this off? I mean, it's not like he could just call a contractor and say, hey, can you hook me up with a secret room in my cell? The streets are saying Diddy must have some serious connections on the inside to make this happen. Turns out he had a whole secret space right under everyone's noses. We're talking about a spot big enough to hide all kinds of things, the kind of place where you stash your deepest, darkest secrets. And girl, that's exactly what he did.
The wall of silence has now been broken, and victims are coming forward. Our team has had at this point more than 3,285 individuals contact us, with people claiming to have been victimized by Sean Combs. We now represent 120 individuals who intend to bring civil claims in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs, as well as claims against many other individuals and entities that we will name as defendants as we file these individual cases. I expect that through this process, many powerful people will be exposed. Many dirty secrets will be revealed. We know what we are potentially up against.
Now, I know you're dying to hear what they found inside. Trust me, it's juicier than your mama's Sunday roast. We're talking about things so explosive, the FBI is working overtime just to make sense of it all. It's like they cracked open Pandora's box and all of Diddy's deepest secrets came spilling out. The tea? Oh, it's piping hot. What they uncovered in that hidden compartment isn't just gossip. It's the kind of stuff that could shake up the entire music industry. Names, dates, secret deals, every piece of dirty laundry you can imagine. And girl, the craziest part? This might just be the tip of the iceberg. The FBI is already wondering, if Diddy managed to hide this much inside a jail cell, what kind of skeletons does he have stashed away on the outside? The industry is in full-on panic mode, with everyone sweating bullets, wondering if their name is going to pop up next. So, buck up, because this roller coaster ride is just getting started. The hidden chamber in Diddy's cell was only the beginning. And girl, the things they found inside, that's where it gets real juicy. Stay tuned. This tea is far from done spilling.
What is involved in these allegations and what details can you share?
Hey there, Andy. Yeah, Houston attorney Tony Buzbee says 3,285 people have reached out to him claiming to be victims of Sean P. Diddy Combs. And he says after some vetting, he is now representing 120 of those people who will bring civil lawsuits against P. Diddy. That's 60 males and 60 females, including 25 children. And I will warn you, some of these accusations are pretty disturbing.
Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. Most of these events and incidents occurred at parties, although several of these events occurred at auditions. Some of this behavior occurred at private residences of people that we all know. You should know that more than 55% of the victims reported this conduct to either the authorities, that is the police, or to hospitals. Drugs were found in their system, weird drugs that you probably never heard of. One in particular that continues to pop up is a drug called xylazine, or trank, which, based on our research, is known as a horse tranquilizer.
Tony, were all of the children auditioning because they were musicians?
All seeking either TV or some sort of music career with promises of, we're gonna make you a star. Instead, basically did things to them such that they don't want to have anything to do with the entertainment industry ever again. But this individual, who was 9 years old at the time, was taken to an audition in New York City with Bad Boy Records. This individual was sexually abused, allegedly by Sean Combs and several other people at the studio, in the promise to both his parents and to him himself of getting a record deal. Another instance, another minor, told allegedly by Sean Combs that he would make him a star, but he needed to visit with him in private about it. Allegedly, Mr. Combs made the victim perform oral sex upon him.
It was not your fault. You were victimized by a group of powerful people that operated for 30 plus years.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs.
Now, according to Busby, several of the 120 people that he's representing have now spoken with the FBI. They are from 25 different states. Most are from California and New York, which is where Busby says these alleged attacks occurred. He also says that most of the victims tell him that they were given some sort of a drink, and it turns out that drink was drugged. They say they woke up with severe damage to certain private areas of their bodies, and they couldn't remember anything. But of course, Andy, Sean P. Diddy Combs is maintaining he did not sexually abuse anyone.
All right, some disturbing details, like you mentioned, a 9-year-old potentially involved in this dating back to 1991. Dominique, I do have to ask you, were there any victims there? Did they speak out at this press conference at all?
You know, actually, there were not any victims there, and I probably should have pointed that out. There were several people standing there with the attorney, Tony Busby, and they were victims advocates, and they were also, some were attorneys, but there were not any victims there at the news conference.
All right, still very emotional, traumatic events, and these allegations very, very serious. Dominique, thank you so much for your time and your great reporting here on Live Now from Fox. Thank you so much. All right, let's continue on. Of course, we were listening into that press conference earlier on today as over 100 people coming forward with this lawsuit. The Texas-based attorney making this announcement earlier on today. Let's take you out to these remarks a little bit in full and listen into what transpired earlier today. And of course, we want to reiterate that viewer discretion is advised, as some of these details are very difficult to hear. Let's listen in.
My name is Tony Busby. I'm a lawyer here in Houston. I'm licensed in Texas and in New York, and I'll introduce other members of our team as they speak. As many of you know, our law firm has been at the forefront of some of the most important litigation in the United States. We like the tough cases. We thrive in the complicated cases. We've handled over the last 25 years some very big and very important cases. I believe that this one may surpass them all. There are many facets to this. The conduct we will describe today occurred over more than 20 years. There are many people and many entities involved. And we're going to follow this evidence wherever it takes us. We will find the silent accomplices. We will expose the enablers who enabled this conduct behind closed doors. We will pursue this matter no matter who the evidence implicates. These brave victims who have stepped forward deserve nothing less. The biggest secret in the entertainment industry that really wasn't a secret at all has finally been revealed to the world. The wall of silence has now been broken, and victims are coming forward. Our team has had at this point more than 3,285 individuals contact us with people claiming to have been victimized by Sean Combs. After vetting, we now represent 120 individuals who intend to bring civil claims in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs, as well as claims against many other individuals and entities that we will name as defendants as we file these individual cases. And you should know, to the extent the clients feel comfortable, we also intend to make these individuals available to the authorities, specifically to the FBI. And you should also know a few of them have already been spoken to by the FBI. Now, before we discuss the nature of the claims and claimants themselves, let me comment on the large volume of calls we have received since our first announcement. Even before the indictment of Sean Combs, we had received a small volume of calls and had screened a handful of cases. After the indictment of Sean Combs and the announcement that we were pursuing these claims, the floodgates opened. People who wouldn't otherwise, for a variety of reasons, are now stepping forward to make their voices heard and to pursue justice. But no, most of these people are scared. They fear backlash in their communities. They fear backlash in their own families. They are afraid of retaliation from the perpetrators and their associates. They are rightly afraid for their own personal safety. I expect that through this process, many powerful people will be exposed. Many dirty secrets will be revealed. We know what we are potentially up against.
You thought that secret compartment was wild? Girl, wait till you hear what the FBI pulled out of it. It's like they cracked open Pandora's box, but instead of evil spirits, they found something that's got the whole industry shook. Picture this. The FBI is going through Diddy's hidden stash, all serious and professional, and then boom, they start pulling out phones, not just one or two, but a whole collection. It's like he was running a burner phone shop from behind bars, and let me tell you, these weren't your fancy iPhones or Samsungs. No, we're talking old school burner phones. You know, the kind you see in crime shows where the bad guys are always one step ahead? Yeah, those. The streets are buzzing, saying Diddy had enough burners to outfit an entire crew. Now everyone's scratching their heads, wondering who he's been calling and what kind of moves he's been making. Let's be real, nobody needs that many secret phones unless they're up to something major. The music industry is in full-on panic mode, thinking about all the deals, secrets, and conversations that might have gone down on those lines.
You heard about that guy that sued Diddy for $100 million?
My man, I heard about it. I even watched the whole interview that they had. Derek Lee claims that in 1997, Diddy raped him. I know it. He raped a grown-ass man. Yo, he was a bartender. He said, and I don't want people to think that I think that's funny, but the shit is funny. He said it's sad. He said that he was invited to a party and it was girls there, it was guys there. Things got freaky. You understand? He's a bartender. he said that he was drinking Jim Beam, and Diddy brought him a drink over, and then Diddy told him, I put a little something extra in there, and he said, yo, I'm sorry, man. He said he woke up butt naked with his thong gone. No, he didn't say. No, he didn't say that, bro. But he said he woke up and Diddy told him he had him. He said he went. He said he went. He filed a report, but they threw it up under the cops swept it up under the rug and everything like that. So he was suing Diddy and everything like that. So he said that Diddy came to the jail and said that, hey, I'll give you $2.3 million or something like that, or 23. I don't know if it's 2.3 or $23 million to make this go away. We'll leave this alone the whole 9 yards. Just like I just said, he's trying to pay people off to make things go away, for them to drop their suits and everything like that. You know what I mean? And if he does that, they civil suit. Drop him, make him go away. What would it take? So this particular dude said that Diddy was trying to sell properties and sell things and stop him from getting his money. And I didn't understand that. But the judge found some validity in what he was saying and said, yo, I'm going to give you a 90-day restraining order against him from selling anything until you get all your paperwork in correct, because Diddy was served in the whole 9 yards. And as it was said that Diddy and his representative did come to the jail. So if the guy didn't have no lawsuit, if the guy wasn't, if his stuff wasn't truthful, why would they entertain it? The judge entertained it, Diddy lawyers them entertain it, and Diddy entertained it. So it may be some truth to it. But this dude is raping grown men. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we can laugh at it, but it sounds like it's true. I mean, I'm looking at it right now, and he did go to prison, and he offered the inmate $2.3 million to settle the case. So
that's what the paperwork said, and the judge must have thought he had some validity into what he was saying. What the judge do? He granted him the restraint from Diddy selling the properties until the dudes get his paperwork and everything in.
You heard about Diddy law firm breaking ties with him and Miami Beach taking his day away?
Well, all the things that happened to Diddy, and he losing friends, companies, cities, city names, city girls. I think he should become an altar boy for TD Jakes and give his and let TD Jakes, put some hands on him and probably save himself and save his soul. I think that's what he should do. I think that he should really consider getting into the church. Yo, listen here, man. Do like Russell Simmons. I don't think they have a charge like that over in Bali.
And guess what? Word on the street is some of those burner phones might have contacts for some big names. We're talking A-list celebrities, top music execs, and maybe even a few surprises. Now everyone's nervous, wondering if their number's about to surface in Diddy's secret phone stash. The FBI isn't taking this lightly. They've got their top tech team working around the clock to crack these phones. It's like a treasure hunt, but the prize might be explosive secrets. Still, Diddy's no rookie. Those phones are locked down tight. Here's the kicker. Whispers are spreading that this goes beyond the music industry. There's talk of hush money, secret meetings, and maybe even illegal activities. The feds are staying quiet, but you can bet they're digging into every lead. But hold up, the burner phone discovery? That's just the start. Reports say the FBI found something even bigger in that secret compartment. Something that's got everyone in the industry on edge. The story is just getting started, and it's about to shake things up. The music industry might never be the same, and no one knows who'll be left standing when the dust settles. Stay tuned.
Because it wasn't the police, it was the feds, one of the persons who was with them. So you got to understand this, right?
Okay.
Suge Knight was bringing terror onto Uptown Records, had them scared. You understand? Had them scared. That's why Andre Harrell would hire a person like Bill Whitfield that was a strong dude.
I sneezed terribly. Let me run it back.
A person like Bill Whitfield that was a strong dude that didn't care about nothing and that would do his thing against somebody or anybody. Okay. He did everything to protect Andre Harrell. But and this is the situation, Suge was extorting them, and they thought he was using extortion tactics. You understand? Right. To get Mary J. Blige's contract right, to get Jodeci contract right. And it was this other person, I don't know, it was Jeff Red, I don't know who it was, but it was somebody else in Uptown Records that he was helping to try to get their contracts right. Because they wasn't getting no points, no publishing. They wasn't getting nothing but show money. You understand what I'm saying? So now, when Puff, Kirk Burroughs, that's the other person that was with them, they go up to the feds with all this paperwork, you understand? And I mentioned this before, you understand? They not only talking about the extortion stuff, they talking about how they trying to be made to have this what you call this promotion, this distribution thing.
Okay.
Now, if you thought those burner phones were wild, girl, wait until you hear about the paperwork the FBI found. It's got Hollywood shaking in its designer boots. Picture this. Mixed in with those secret phones were stacks and stacks of documents. But these weren't your average papers. Nope, these were encrypted files that looked like they came straight out of a spy thriller. The FBI's top code crackers are working around the clock, trying to decode these mysterious pages. And the whispers? You're saying these files could contain dirt on some major names in the industry. We're not talking petty gossip. This is the kind of stuff that could end careers in a snap. Now everybody in Hollywood is on edge, wondering if their secrets are about to be exposed. It's like a ticking time bomb, and no one knows when it's going to blow. The FBI is keeping tight-lipped about what they've found so far, but insiders are hinting that the agents are shocked by what they're reading. We're hearing talk of hush money, secret deals, and maybe even some very questionable activities involving some of the biggest names in entertainment. This isn't just tea, it's a full-blown scandal brewing. And trust me, the fallout could be huge. Stay tuned because this story is far from over.
And which I'm finding out, they wasn't even gonna be a part of it until later. But they was in fear, like they was trying to be made to be a part of this whole distribution thing that Suge Knight was trying to build up with Rockefeller, because it was Dame Dash, it was Irv Gotti, it was Jay Prince.
Jay Prince. It's the boogeyman, bro.
And
be careful, mentioning that man.
Jay Prince.
And Junior.
And Death Row. You understand what I'm saying? So now everybody wanna know who's this and who's that, and wanna go back and say, yo, how do you know? It came from the horse's mouth. He said he got all the paperwork to prove it. Kirk Burroughs said it plenty of times, but nobody won't sit down with him. I mean, like, you won't get none of these, these radio stations and all this stuff like that to sit down with him. He said, I got the paperwork. He got files from the from the DEA and the FBI, all that stuff like that. He got plenty of paperwork behind this whole stuff. But people want to get on here and say, yo, because they not privy to the information, you understand?
What?
Directly from the people who was involved, and you get a person like me that don't give a damn, and I repeat it and tell it, oh, dude capping, dude looking for attention. No, it happened.
I mean, that's my opinion, right? I mean, I understand why you're doing this. You're having this long, lengthy conversation about, the ongoings behind the scenes with you've encountered, let's say, with Diddy, right? But here's the thing, bro. There is a motive of clout, though. There is, all right? And that aspect, in fact, cannot be ignored. Like, if Diddy is saying anything to kind of like give a rebuttal to any of what he is saying, then I'd add some type of validity, like some hardcore validity, right? But the dilemma is I haven't heard anything, right? But that also can be really smart coming from like a PR department by just ignoring it, because once you actually acknowledge it, like what Drake did in Kendrick Lamar's The Battle, right? He acknowledged some bits and pieces of things, and now everyone believes every single aspect of what he acknowledged. So that could also be a thing here, right? So that's kind of where I'm at, right? Mentally, I'm just like, I don't know, bro. We can pretty much guarantee that there was something government oriented with Diddy, based on the fact that HSI had no interest in kind of divulging the information on whose house they were actually raiding. All right, that's important here. Okay, so we can kind of put that together. But the other parts of it, bro, if it's true, it's crazy. Okay, like this man was a menace. If it's true.
Now other people coming out talking about it. They putting Jay-Z was a part of it.
Okay.
They telling their story, and it all is coincide what we said years ago, when we said on platforms before, when we said on your show before. So I can't worry about what these cats are saying. They doing it for the views, bruh. They doing it because they don't have nothing else to talk about.
All right.
Like I said before, they're gonna look at this and make a show about it.
All right.
Keep helping their platform, Art.
This isn't just about Diddy anymore. This paper trail is leading the FBI down a rabbit hole that cuts straight to the core of the music industry. They're connecting dots no one even knew existed, and it's starting to look like Diddy wasn't just keeping secrets for himself. He was holding on to Hollywood's dirtiest laundry. Here's the wild part. Rumors are swirling that these documents could implicate people outside the entertainment world. Think politicians, business moguls, and maybe even international players. This tea isn't just hot, it's boiling over, and everyone's wondering whose name will pop up next. PR teams across Hollywood are scrambling, preparing for whatever bombshells might drop. It's like the entire industry is holding its breath, waiting for the inevitable fallout. And girl, the ripples from this discovery are spreading far beyond Diddy's cell. From the streets of Compton to the boardrooms of New York, everyone's talking. Might be the kind of scandal that rewrites the entire game. The FBI isn't playing around. They're following every lead, and by the time they're done, a lot of big names might regret ever crossing paths with Diddy. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over, and the real drama is just getting started.
So Puffy told, but Jay-Z, I didn't know about that. So Jay-Z, he told too?
Said that years ago, man. Said that years ago. What are you gonna do? They're gonna do whatever. Yo, listen to me. They're the reason why rap in New York went down the drain. They made sure that these young cats didn't come up with platforms and didn't come up with situations. Like Jay-Z, let me tell you something. Jay-Z and
Jay-Z?
And it's funny. It's funny. We were talking about how Puff and Ja Rule was cool.
Okay.
But at one time, Puff was trying to trick Ja Rule into going at Jay-Z. That whole weekend that he was with Sarah. The whole weekend they was in that hotel room. That day they was in that hotel room. All the way coming back on that G5 jet. He was trying to talk Ja Rule into going at Jay-Z. But now him and Jay-Z is like freaking frat.
Freaking
Crazy how
frack.
things work out, huh?